Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It's a Blu-ray update video and I have got the 6 indicator titles that I bought during the sale last week. And of course I watch as many as I can, so I've watched all 6 of these movies. I'm going to talk through my thoughts on them. So first up we've got The Strange One, starring Ben Gazzara, and this is a really kind of a few bad men kind of movie, because it's about a military college. We follow Jaco de Paris as he manipulates this situation to have somebody expelled, and then it's just about the pressure on the people who were involved trying to keep quiet and not own up to their transgressions. It's just one of those ones where you have this really manipulative, horrible lead character who's just like a puppet master, pulling all the strings of everyone else and causing them to do things that they might not always choose to do. Really good movie. Feels a bit like a stage play. The way it's set up, I wouldn't be surprised if it probably is. But it's great. It's really great. Next up we've got No Orchids for Miss Blandish. Now, I didn't know what I was getting here with this one, and this turns out to be a rather mean-spirited movie. One that kind of pushes the envelope for movies at the time where this came out, because it really does some horrible things with some of the characters, and it doesn't pull any punches, which is really surprising. It's very gritty and dirty, and we follow this tale. It was filmed in London, but it's set in New York, about some low-life criminals that steal Miss Blandish to blackmail her father. This gang get involved and sort of kill the bad guys and take the women, and it turns out that the main bad guy and Miss Blandish have a kind of romance, and it turns into them wanting to escape from their lives, one being extremely rich, one being extremely powerful and a gangster family, and both of these people want to escape and become their own people, and being unable to escape their fate almost. It just went in directions that I wasn't expecting. It was brilliant, and it's violent. There's hints towards murder and rape and horrible things happening to people, and it's just an assault in the senses almost, and really very, very different than a lot of other kind of 40s noir movies. I was really surprised by this one. I loved it a lot. Just a real shocking movie. Next up we have Cisco Pike, which is one of those movies which is kind of country music, folk music inspired and driven through with the soundtrack. It feels kind of easy and breezy. It's one of those ones where it starts and I was like, I'm not really into this. I don't know if I'm going to like it. It's all about Cisco Pike, a criminal who's waiting on a court case. He could be going to jail for 5 years. He was a drug dealer. He's trying to get out of it. Gene Hackman comes into it as a kind of dirty cop who's found these blocks of weed and wants Cisco to sell it for him. And it's over the course of a weekend as he's trying to contact all his various people, buyers, to try and raise the money, the 10 grand he needs to give Hackman by the Monday morning. And it's just one of those really infectious kind of movies. You know, it creeps up on you. You don't expect to be as involved with it as I actually was when I got to the end of the movie. I was really with the character of Cisco. I was curious to see where he was going to end up, how everything was going to play out. It was very different, and I kind of loved that about it. You know, it felt easy going. It felt as if it didn't really have much of a plot or direction that it wanted to tackle, but when you think about it and you look at the situations it gets into, it's really well set up and delivered. Great deal of fun with this one as well. One that I've picked up several times and put my basket online and then took it out was Who. I eventually got to this one, a 1974 thriller. It's about a scientist who gets in a car crash. The Soviets have them. They're going to return them to the US, but when they return them, he's pretty much a metal man. You can't see his face. It's all covered metal. It's rather kind of silly looking. And the whole idea of this is this scientist was working on a major thing for the US Army, and can they trust him? as this person who he says he is, and it's wonderfully constructed because we have this scene of Elliot Gould's agent interviewing this character, trying to get to the truth, but it's cut with the Soviet counterpart of Elliot Gould interviewing the subject and trying to give him all the information of his life, and you're never quite sure whether he is he is the actual person. If he's not, if he's been duplicated and substituted by somebody else, is he now a spy? It's just wonderfully realised, and it gives you all the answers at the end as well, which I really wasn't expecting, and it just wasn't. It didn't feel like a movie of that time. It felt as if it had a little bit more going to it. I really liked Who. Right from the start, I was captivated with the mystery in it. It was great fun. Moscow and the Hudson was the first one that I threw on out of this set, and I just utterly loved it. Great. Robin Williams plays Vladimir. He's happy-ish in his life in Russia. He's got his family, he's got his job, he gets on okay. He comes over to America with the circus, and his friend is going to defect, and then all of a sudden he just makes a snap judgment that he wants to defect, and he just does it, and he's now kind of stuck in America, and he's trying to rebuild his life. And it's so endearing just watching this person come to terms with having left everything that he knew behind, discovering a whole new life, new friends, a new partner. It's just wonderful, and Robin Williams doesn't do that loud and over-the-top kind of performance that he's known for. It's more subtle, it's more nuanced, and it really did create a wonderful character. It's just a great tale, and although nothing much really happens, it's more just a case of him finding his feet. It's captivating, really great. And the last movie that I got, and my favourite of the 6 that I picked up so far, is Watermelon Man. I just didn't know anything about it. I don't know why I picked it up. I just kind of did. There was something that says get this one. I threw it on. You get Godfrey Cambridge, who plays Jeff Gerber, this white man at the start of the movie who is extremely racist and extremely health conscious at the same time, and you follow his daily routine with his family as he meets various people, as he's extremely rude and racist to lots of black people throughout the movie. He's loud, he's obnoxious, but there's a kind of energy and fun behind the performance. It feels very sitcomish of the late 60s, early 70s. It has that kind of feel about it, and it's disarming. When you're watching it, I really enjoyed it. And then before you know it, Jeff goes to bed one night, wakes up, and he's black. Can't figure out how the hell it's happened. He's going through all these things to try and deal with it, and suddenly the shoe is literally on the other foot. All his friends are now neglecting him. His wife has problems with him. People at work are trying to take advantage of him being black. The people, one of the most interesting things I thought, the people who were he was rude to, dismissive and racist to, are instantly accepting of him now, and I thought that was a really nice touch. Watermelon Man was really kind of funny, and then all of a sudden just has this real gut punch at the end of it. Like I said, it's really disarming. It doesn't force its message upon you, but it is there by the bucketful, and like I said, it just finally hits. It's wonderful. This was a real treat of a movie, and one that I would wholeheartedly recommend. Utterly love it. So there we go, my 6 indicator pickups. Great movies, all of them. I was really happy with everything. There wasn't anything here that I didn't think was at least great, and one that I would highly recommend that you check out. Like I said, particularly Watermelon Man. Amazing movie. I'd love to know your thoughts on these films. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on ManVFilm.